I often say the more beautiful life is the one that is lived with effort. From Khenpo, I see diligence, diligence, and more diligence. I also often say to myself, if you don't move forward, you fall behind. If you don't work hard, you'll fall behind. There's only one path to take, just like in Vajrayana. Become Buddha or fall into hell. There is absolutely no second path. I think diligently studying the scriptures or going into retreat, diligence in benefiting sentient beings, or diligence in practicing Dharma with unwavering commitment in daily life, all of these are fine, but the key is to be diligent. Just like Khenpo mentioned earlier, if I stop, I'll probably get sick. While as soon as I get on stage, all my illnesses disappear. That means perhaps when we are on stage, we are willing to work hard, promote the Dharma, explain the Dharma, and practice the Dharma. At that time, there might be a blessing force, help eliminate obstacles. Sometimes the power of the mind can even surpass the power of the body, especially in this modern age. If we lack diligence, in Theravada Buddhism, it's determination, perfection of wisdom, meaning a resolve so firm that you would never change it, even if it cost your life. Otherwise, we might find hundreds of reasons to give up. Just now we heard Khenpo mention a sentence from His Holiness Jigme Phuntsok Rinpoche, and he insisted for 30 years. He has made such an exceptionally outstanding and truly significant contribution to these Hanethnic practitioners. Just now I saw many young students talking about Khenpo, and like when they talk about their mothers, they all shed tears. Why? Because with Khenpo's careful guidance, they have finally received the blessings of the Dharma. Within Buddhism's lineage, the happiest person is the one who has a teacher, like who has a loving mother. A person without a teacher, without a mother, will truly be the most pitiful orphan. While among young people studying Buddhism, particularly intellectuals, this aspect is significantly lacking. In Taiwan, they say, the more educated, the less emotional. This is actually, in fact, quite alarming, because without emotion, there is no compassion. All knowledge, no compassion, will be nothing. It becomes a kind of opposition, a critical attitude. You won't experience the joy of Dharma, and you'll be in pain. Just now, I mentioned the Buddhist Academy. I've been chatting with Khenpo these days, and I really want to share an idea I have. I think Khenpo should be able to make it happen. It's called the International Buddhist Academy. Nowadays, Buddhism can no longer be divided up as it once was. Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana of them need to be studied. Renunciation, great compassion, and bodhicitta need to be learned. So they say Theravada cuts off greed, Northern Buddhism cuts off anger, Vajrayana cuts off ignorance. So we need to cultivate a pure view. How can we provide enabled environment for practitioners, especially internationalized youth, many of whom are both at home and abroad and are eager to diligently practice? I already have an idea in mind. They can't practice yearly, maybe 3 months or 2 months a year, similar to the summer retreat. Some even say that 7 days could become like 49 days. Everyone practices diligently with patience and care and gains understanding, practicing without being apart from caring for society. We can offer them the true essence of the 3 vehicles of Buddhism, not 100,000 prostrations or having to read through the entire Tripitaka, while at the very least, we can invite many Dharma teachers to share essence of Buddhism. Just like Sogyal Rinpoche, a renowned teacher, if they listen to the essence of his life teachings, they can definitely benefit from it. This allows them to apply it in their lives or even in monastic life. So I really want to ask Khenpo about how to approach an international Buddhist academy, transcending religious boundaries, an international one of this kind, and it doesn't promote the Tibetan tradition, doesn't support Theravada Chinese. Instead, people who study Buddhism should learn all virtuous teachings and Buddhist teachings in the world, no distinction, Chan and Vajrayana, or even in the secular world, whether someone is an entrepreneur or a medical expert, regardless of their background. We should invite them all. Why? Motivation is to learn from their abilities, as I mentioned, to learn the ability to serve all sentient beings. This is my idea, but I really hope to see how Khenpo put it into practice, because he has a large number of young students, which represents a unifying force, and they are willing to diligently apply themselves. So I would like to invite Khenpo to kindly offer us some guidance and share his thoughts on this matter. We are eager to hear your perspective.
The suggestions mentioned by Master Haidao are extremely good. Actually, any great monk or accomplished master, maybe they are different from what ordinary people see. It's not always exactly the same as people see. Things can change. We often see that the great masters of previous generations, some of the significant choices and thoughtful judgments that they made at that particular time in their lives, or the positioning of some certain Buddhist organizations or groups, It was only later that people came to realize their true significance, especially to history and culture. Recently, Master Haitao thoughtfully brought this up in our discussion. I found it is quite interesting. Actually, before His Holiness Jigme Phuntsok passed away, as you may know, Serta Lurung Five Science Buddhist Academy had an international part because when His Holiness was still alive, he had this kind of foresight. Even though this great master Buddhist was born in a village, he truly had great foresight, always anticipating what was to come and preparing for the future. Once he went to Mount Wutai to build connections with Han people, back then, this was very at odds with the views of many older Tibetan monastics. It was a significant divergence. Later, he went to the US and India. His thinking aligned more with international perspectives, was different from the thinking of some of the traditional practitioners. There was a clear difference. But looking at it now, those boundaries have been broken through. In the Buddhist Academy, we have different halls for Theravada Buddhism, Chinese Buddhism, and Tibetan Buddhism as well. When His Holiness built this international integrated Buddhist hall at the time, a lot of people strongly criticized him, saying that by doing this, the different schools of Buddhism would get mixed, become indistinguishable. But looking at it now, this really is the only path we have. As information is advanced, if we cling to a very narrow mindset and simply guard our own little circles, in the end, the ones who might fail are ourselves. So every religion, every Buddhist community all around the world may need to integrate with science, for instance, because as we can see, science has now, for many people, become the religion of the world. I see that all kinds of religions are also in existence using a variety of different scientific methods in order to promote their own faiths. Many religions that are relatively wise also taking paths that are distinctly different from those in the past. So for us Buddhists, the first choice is that we should all come together and unite with each other, not just on the surface, but sincerely and from the heart. Learning from and understanding one another through open communication and shared experiences. At the same time, we should have equal and open meetings together, ensuring many ideas could be heard. These meetings create comprehensive and effective platforms in this regard, including making use of the media we have today, and also taking advantage of modern various convenient methods that are available for us in our daily lives to spread a more relaxed, easygoing, and open-minded such kind of idea. At the same time, we should, in addition, establish Theravada Buddhism, Han Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism, integrated and International Buddhist Academy. Actually, in the mainland, although there are some, as mentioned, Buddhist academies, while many of them have not been able to continue operating, we sincerely hope that there will be a lot of current hardware and software as we currently understand them in the years to come. And it will be very necessary and important to make consistent efforts in this particular area.
So here, I would like to ask everyone, let us dedicate the vast merits we have accumulated to Khenpo Sodargye and may Khenpo's heartfelt and sincere aspirations be completely and truly fulfilled. Because in this world, there are quite simply few dedicated masters who can take on such critical responsibilities and remain unwavering. Rarity makes things precious, but this is what it is. Although rare people can really do it, as I often say about myself, I see myself as personally half layperson, half monastic. I became monk late, so I have to do half the work of safeguarding the three jewels, and the other half is just maintaining correct views, that's all. I can't fully engage in listening, contemplation. Like now, for me, before going into retreat, read meditative concentration, read the Prajnaparamita Sutra again. There just isn't enough time for it. While in any case, as I always say, a life lived with effort is the most beautiful, as spiritual practice isn't only in this life. It's lifetime after lifetime. As for my own personal view, what I want to preserve is a vow, a resolve. Given death is inevitable, and we never know when it will come, but at least this vow can continue into the next life, and the next, continuing on without ever abandoning the Bodhi mind. Honestly, I think that, to me, this is what's truly important.